Welcome to the Daily Holy Story. Rabbi Michal Stern was the rabbi of the neighborhood of Ezrat Torah in Yerushalayim, and he was a great posek. Not too long ago, his medical condition started to deteriorate, and he had an illness in his intestines. The doctors were very pessimistic. They didn't think he could be cured so easily. 3 top doctors who were famous in gastroenterology and the study of the stomach determined that Rabbi Yechiel Stern is going to have a very complex surgery, an operation, and he would need to take out some of the organs in his stomach that would change his entire life. He would not be able to lead a normal life after the surgery. So, he didn't really want to do the surgery. On the other hand, if he wouldn't do the surgery, he will not be able to continue to live. With no choice, he made an appointment for the surgery. As the date got closer, the pressure and tenseness was noticeable on him, and he was very worried about the outcome. On the last Friday night, before the operation date, he had an unbelievable dream. In his dream, he saw a man that he didn't see in 42 years. 42 years ago, the Rav of Yechiel Stern used to go visit elderly people in old age homes. He was very close to the famous Rabbi Aryeh Levine, who was very famous for his chesed in going to prisons and old age homes. He followed his path. One day, he went to an old age home and he saw an elderly man who was in pain. He turned to him and asked him, "Can I help you?" The elderly man said, "No, everything is fine." Nevertheless, said Rav Stern, "What's hurting you?" He answered, "It's already been 3 or 4 days that I have not been able to go to the restroom, and my entire body is in pain." Immediately, the Rav went to the nurse on the floor and told her, "There is a man here who's in pain because he cannot go to the restroom. And why aren't you doing anything to help him?" The nurse answered the rabbi, "It's very complicated because he can only be tended to in a hospital, which involves monetary expense. The problem is," said the nurse, "that we turned to his children and we told them that he needs to go to a hospital. The children are refusing, and they claim that the old age home is responsible to take care of him. And if need be, the old age home has to take him to the hospital. The committee of the old age home refuses, and therefore the old man is suffering." When the rabbi heard this, he immediately ordered an ambulance and took the old man to the hospital. The doctors took care of him, and the next day, he was able to return to the old age home. When the rabbi left the hospital, the doctor that took care of the old man went to him and told the rabbi, "You are ignoring your father. One more day, and he would never survive." Well, Rav Stern didn't want to have any chilul Hashem, so he explained to the doctor, that he did everything as a donation. And as far as he's concerned, the man is a stranger to him. In those days, the Rav was an Avrech learning in Kollel, and he had a meager salary of 500 lirot to the month. The ambulance and the doctors cost 300 lirot. So the rabbi turned to the old age home and asked about the address of the children of the old man. He found out that the family was very respectable, a famous family in town. He went to the children and he told them about the expense. They claimed, "We don't understand why you got involved. Has nothing to do with you. And it's the job of the old age home to take care of the medicinal needs of our father." The rabbi said, "No problem. You don't want to pay? I'll pay it out of my pocket. And I'll live on the balance of 200 lirot that I have for my family." A few weeks passed. Every time Rav Stern went to visit the old man, he thanked him from the depths of his heart for his kindness. On one of the visits, the Rav realized that once again, the old man was in pain. Again, the same problem returned. And again, he took an ambulance and took the old man to the hospital, and again, they cured him. This happened 5 or 6 times, over and over, until on the final time, the family decided to send one of the son-in-laws to reimburse the Rav for his expenses, and then they continued to take care of the old man. 42 years passed, and the man appears to the Rav in a dream, and he tells him, "I have heard about your pain and suffering. I came before the court in heaven, and I told them, how is it possible that a man that did kindness to me and cured my stomach should suffer in his stomach? The court in heaven realized that my claim is true, and I'm coming to tell you that you're going to have the surgery and you will come out of it clean and nothing will change in your life." The dream ended and the rabbi woke up. He remembered the dream and the image of the old man. He understood that his operation is going to be successful and nothing will change in his life. From that moment on, he was at peace. His children came the next day to watch him at the meal of Shabbat, singing with happiness. They asked him, "How come your mood changed?" And he told them about the dream and said, "I am sure that everything will come true." On that Shabbat, he was happy, and he said to his children, "Hashem remembers everything. Even a chesed that was done many, many years ago has come to pay me in kind." Sure enough, the Rav had the surgery with tremendous success, as was promised in the dream. The 3 doctors were in shock and said it was an absolute miracle. They could not believe that even though he had an illness in his stomach, there was no need to take out any of the organs in his stomach, and everything continued to be normal in his body. After the surgery, the Rav Stern told the great Chachamim of Yerushalayim the miracle that happened to him. And the Rabbanim told him, "You must publicize the miracle that happened to you to show that when a person does chesed, he always gets back paid in kindness." From HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Have a lovely, lovely day.